A blinding flash tears open the sky. For a fraction of a second, the world becomes brighter than the sun. Then the sound arrives. A thunderclap so violent it seems to crush the air itself. In that instant, humanity crosses an invisible line. One question will haunt the rest of history. Should any civilization ever hold the power to end itself? It is the summer of 1945. The world has been at war for nearly 6 years, and entire continents are scarred by destruction. In the deserts of New Mexico, far from the front lines, a secret city of scientists and soldiers works behind barbed wire and code names. Their mission is simple to describe, and almost impossible to comprehend: to build a weapon no one has ever seen. Before the enemy does. The fear driving this race began years earlier, not in America but in Europe. In 1938, physicists discovered that the atom could be split, releasing vast amounts of energy. Refugee scientists fleeing Nazi Germany carried an alarming idea with them: that Adolf Hitler might already be trying to turn this discovery into a bomb. If that happened first, the war would not end with surrender but with annihilation. The problem was brutal in its simplicity. Either build the weapon or risk being destroyed by it. So the United States launched the Manhattan Project, a scientific effort unlike anything before it. Entire towns were built in secrecy. More than 100,000 people worked on fragments of a puzzle they were never allowed to see. At its center stood a quiet, intense physicist named J. Robert Oppenheimer, trying to turn equations on paper into a force strong enough to reshape the planet. Every calculation carried a terrible weight. If they failed, the war would drag on. If they succeeded, the world would never be the same. At dawn on the 16th of July, 1945, the final test arrived. In the desert, a steel tower held a strange metal device, wired with miles of cable. The countdown began. Some scientists placed bets on whether the atmosphere might ignite and burn the Earth itself. When the switch was thrown, silence hung in the air. And then light erupted, forming a rising pillar of fire and dust that climbed into the clouds. Oppenheimer later said a line from ancient scripture came to him: "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." The weapon worked. Weeks later, that power was used. Hiroshima disappeared beneath a blinding flash. 3 days after that, Nagasaki followed. Tens of thousands died instantly, and many more in the weeks that followed from burns and radiation sickness. Japan surrendered soon after. The war was over. But peace arrived carrying a new terror. Humanity had discovered how to erase a city in a heartbeat. The consequences spread far beyond those 2 shattered cities. Nations rushed to build their own bombs. The Cold War turned into a silent standoff, with missiles aimed across oceans, waiting for a command that everyone feared would one day come. Children learned to hide under school desks. Leaders spoke of mutual assured destruction, a future where survival depended not on victory but on restraint. For the first time, extinction was no longer a natural disaster or distant myth. It was a button. Yet one detail is often forgotten. The atomic bomb was not created by villains or madmen, but by scientists who believed they were preventing something worse. Many of them later regretted their success. Some spent the rest of their lives campaigning against nuclear weapons, haunted by what they had helped unleash. The invention that ended a war also began a moral crisis that science had never faced before. Today, nearly 8 decades later, thousands of nuclear warheads still exist. They shape diplomacy, define power, and sit silently beneath oceans and in underground silos. The same knowledge that can light cities and power hospitals can, in minutes, end civilization. The world you live in, its politics, its fears, its fragile peace is still balanced on that discovery, made in a desert in 1945. And so, the question from that first blinding flash remains unanswered. When humanity learned how to wield godlike power, did it make us safer? Or did it place our future permanently at risk? If you were alive in that moment, knowing what you know now, would you have built the bomb or tried to stop it? And if this story made you pause, consider sharing it, so more people can remember how close history came to changing everything.